Not excitement. I said not excitement. I'd really be at home. Hey y'all, it's your girl Pound Cake, and I'm coming to you today with my Colombia wrap-up. My do's and don'ts, what I learned, what I experienced while I was there. I mean, I wasn't there for a long time, but I was there for a good time. And if you want to see my thoughts and how I feel about Colombia, go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to be doing my Colombia wrap-up, how I felt about it, my do's and my don'ts, what I experienced, and maybe a couple of tips that I've learned. As I mentioned as well, that I wasn't there for a long time, but I was there for a good time. I was there for like 4 days, but like 3 full days. So it really wasn't a long of enough time to kind of get a full like grasp of the culture there, as well as a full experience in Colombia. Like I said, I was there for a short time, but I did get a little bit of 411 that I don't mind sharing with you all as well. And yeah. Now, last time I did a South America wrap up on a country, it was in Costa Rica. And the people were trying to tussle with me in my comments, like upset about my experience in Costa Rica. And they was calling me broke. They said that stay in America, you fat. I mean, a number of things because of what I experienced when I was in Costa Rica. At a resort, mind you. Like, how you mad because they fighting at the resort or they being ghetto at the resort? Like, how you mad at me? You know what I mean? So let's keep it cute in the comments. But as I said, I want to go ahead and share my thoughts on Colombia. Now, I stayed in Cartagena. And of course landed in Cartagena as well. We landed at San Rafael Airport. And then as soon as I got off the plane, got through customs, and of course went ahead and made it outside. Before I even made it outside, I think I was picking my bag up and some guy had already approached me and was like, yo, taxi, taxi, taxi. And I'm like, well, yeah, I have to get to the hotel because of course you have to find your own transportation. Sorry y'all, it's still like 100 degrees in California right now. I am sweating. Matter of fact, give me a minute. Yeah, so I got to baggage claim and there was a guy who approached us already. And when I say us, I'm referring to my friend and I. So just in case you hear me say us, that's what I'm referring to. But a guy had approached us already and was like, oh, you guys need a taxi? You know, we'll take care of you, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, sure. And so of course I asked how much. That's the first question I always ask. And he had said $20. To me, $20 is not a lot. Again, I'm not sure what the distance is from the airport to the hotel. I hadn't got that far. I just wanted to get to the place, get my bag, change my currency, etc. But before we can do all that, he came, he said $20. I said, cool. So, mind you, he grabs our luggage and he's like walking us through, because of course you go to customs first and then you go get your luggage. But he's like walking us through the airport to the exit to get to with his friend, like, okay, this is our friend, he's gonna take you, yada yada. So I'm trying to get my currency exchanged, and I'm like doing so, it's like him and 3 guys, and they're like, oh, don't do it here, do it somewhere else outside. And sometimes you can get more for your money, of course, outside of the airport. However, I'm just so used to like hearing about people being shysty at those type of locations that I just rather lose a couple dollars at the airport just because I know I'm going to at least get some money. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like dealing with no like shysty. Not saying all countries are shysty, but again, I'll just go at the airport. So I gave my money. He's like, don't do it. I'm like, mind your business, which he did. And then we go outside. So we go outside. Of course, the humidity hits me in the face, smack me in the face, boom, hot as hell. And when I get outside, my friend and I are like, okay, well, where's this, you know, where's your taxi? The guy's not even there. Where's your friend? Why haven't you been texting, paging him, letting him know that you got some people like that's gonna be willing to get a ride already? Like, why have you not already, you know what I'm saying, set the play up? I don't understand. So we're outside in this humidity, very upset, very uncomfortable. I don't like sticky heat. And of course it's a travel day, so I had like a layover in my end. Yeah. So we're waiting maybe 10 minutes for this guy. I'm like, where's your guy? And this is 10 minutes in humidity, so it really feels like 30 minutes. And I'm just like, you know, we can go ahead and cancel this situation. I'll just find someone else who's gonna take us to the airport. I mean, take us to the hotel. He said, no, he's coming. Well, when? ¿Qué hora es? When? What time? Because right now I'm hot and I'm ready to go get to this AC and lay it down, you know? So anyway, long story short, his friend comes picks us up in this very tiny car. I know I'm a little larger than most, but this car was bite size. I don't know what it was, maybe like a Vienza, it was a little tiny car. When I said it was tiny, my knees were hitting the dash, and I said, okay. Mind you, every car that we rode while we were in Colombia was like a manual, like it was a stick. I could drive a stick. Luckily, I had like 2 cars in my past that were 6, but when I tell you we're irking and jerking, my knees are hitting this dash, and I'm just like, yo, sir, you know, let's get to where we're going. So we're talking to the driver. He's a handsome guy. He looks like President Obama to me. And we're like asking him questions because of course we just arrived. And he's trying to tell us all these things. And he's like, yeah, you know, you should do this if you want to do a city tour, if you want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And we're like, okay. We're chit-chatting with him. He's like, I'm from Michigan. Well, he's from Colombia, but he lived in Michigan. He lived in a couple, like Houston. He has kids in America, but he got deported because he was handling Colombian business. Leave that there. And I'm like, okay. So we get out the car and we're like, okay, how, you know, we're trying to give him the $20, and he was like, I tried to give him $20 in cash. He said no, he didn't want it. He wanted it in Colombian pesos. And Colombia is the first place that I went that they prefer Colombian pesos over American money. And if you're gonna go to Colombia, I do recommend to convert your US dollars or whatever currency you're using to Colombian pesos, because that's what they take and that's what they prefer. So long story short, he charged us like 100,000 Colombian pesos. Mind you, $1 US is like 4,000 Colombian pesos. That's not equal to 20 to me. So we didn't want to fight. We just paid him 100,000 Colombian pesos. I think it was like $25, and then he wanted a tip as well. It was like, you know what, okay, cool. I had got his number, but I was never calling him for anything because I felt like he worked us. He was very shiesty. Because every taxi ride we took thereafter was like 25,000 pesos, like a couple of bucks. So he played us. And then on the way back to the airport when we were leaving, the guy charged me 25,000 pesos. So he tried it. So he definitely robbed us, but that's okay. God don't like ugly. Now, as you all saw, I stayed at the OZ Luxury Hotel, and it was a really nice hotel. Like, I mean, it wasn't like 5 stars, but it was a good like 3.5. Like, the rooms were very clean. The AC was working. They provided breakfast, and I mean like full breakfast with like meat and a lot of like Colombian traditional dishes, and I thought that was very well. I think I paid like maybe $300 for the time that we were there for the room. Yeah, I mean, I had a really nice time. The people were very pleasant, very friendly, and I thought it was in a prime location. Like the beach was like literally a block away. So again, OZ Luxury, thought I stayed at a really nice place. I would recommend it. It was really nice. And the men there are kind of like really attractive, like super fine, like low-key kind of fine, low-key, but low-key. I wanted to go to the Brazil market, and I had got a taxi and a driver to take us to the Brazil market because of course when you go to new countries you watch YouTube videos, and that was like a popular location. However, the driver was like, why do you want to go there? Like, it's ghetto, it stinks, it's not safe, it's very dangerous. And I was just like, because I'm a thug and I want to try street food. Like, I'm a foodie, like I want to try the food in the streets. And he was just like, don't do it, like no. Or have somebody go with you. And I'm just like, for what? I'm a big girl, I can take care of myself. And so unfortunately I didn't believe Fat Meat was greasy. We went there. He didn't drop us off. He took us there so that we can see it. And y'all, it was an awful place. Like, it was filthy. It smelled so bad. I would have not been able to maybe withstand that smell for more than 25 seconds. So as soon as I opened the door, I closed it right back. Couldn't do it. It smelled really bad. So I didn't get a chance to go to the market. It's definitely giving an Instagram versus reality moment. Like, what you think, how it's going to turn out, but when you actually go, it's not at all what you expect. So unfortunately, that was kind of garbage, basura. So instead, we went to this restaurant called San Nicolas, and it was a very beautiful restaurant. I mean, the aesthetics were 10 out of 10. Now the food was okay. I noticed while in Colombia, they don't use a lot of seasonings. They kind of maybe cook everything or flavor it with like coconut milk. So I noticed that. So I didn't really too much care for the food. Not saying it was disgusting or anything like that. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But again, I had a good time. And then of course I ate and tried a few things. The best thing I had, to be honest, was when I left BORA, and I had got this lemonade from this guy that was selling it outside. When I tell you that was the best lemonade I ever had in my life, like hot dog on the stick, cool. Oh, okay, yeah, delicioso. And it wasn't even lemonade, it was like lemonade. Whatever it was delicious. Delicioso. I wanted to do the mud bath, like the like volcanic mud bath, but I was on my cycle, my friend was as well, and you know, we just didn't feel like dealing with no mud, you know, in our private region. I think that Mother Nature had other plans for us, so we kind of 86'd that plan, unfortunately. However, it's all good. You know, there'll be another time for me to go back, and I'll be sure this time when I go back to take advantage of that mud bath, because I really want to try it. Now, after we ate at the San Nicolas restaurant, as you saw, we kind of went to Getsemaní, because I really want to go to like the African American section of Colombia, just kind of see like the history there and just kind of get enamored to the culture in that area. So we went there. The artwork is amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, 10 out of 10. Like, the people are talented, and it was so beautiful, so rich in culture. Like, the colors that were used, the materials that were using, like chalk, paint, watercolor, you know, acrylic paint, like all the materials that were used for those paintings were, I mean, chef's kiss, so gorgeous. And it just gave the city so much life. It was just so vibrant. And I thought that that was super dope. I also got some mango along the way, and the mango was delicious. Amazing. It was like 5,000 Colombian pesos, which was like $1. And yeah, so we did that. Now we ran into the La Plaqueras, the Chiquita Banana ladies. I'll put it across the screen right here, right? So we ran into those ladies, and we were excited to meet them because I always wanted to see them in person and kind of just like, you know, speak with them, vibe with them, maybe get a little two-step or whatnot. But unfortunately, the ones that we came across were very rude. And when I say rude, they were sitting down, which is fine. Do your thing, sit down, have a seat. I'm not telling you what to do. But when we came over, we were kind of like introducing ourselves, like, oh, hello, nice to meet you. You ladies are beautiful. And my friend wanted a photo. And we were like, okay, how much for a photo? And lady was like 100,000 Colombian pesos. And so we were just like, you know what, okay, it's 3 of them, that's fine. Then she goes, each. It was like $75 for a photo. Like, now again, I'm definitely fair. I'm not a short changer. I'm a tipper, right? And I'm like, okay, it's a little pushing it, you know what I'm saying? And so we were like, okay, you know, that's a little too expensive, no thank you. And then the one lady was just like, you got it, La Americana. I'm just like, girl, we are struggling in America. What are you talking about? Where's this money that you speak of? Because we ain't got it. Our government was on the verge of shutting down. We don't have it, okay? And with that being said, I was like, thank you, but no thank you. Like, I would have given you $25 for the 3 of you guys, and y'all figure it out. But you trying to get rich off me? Like, yeah, I hated that. And I really hate that that was the experience I had with them. And that's like where it left off for me. So it was just like, I gotta put us in a little funk. Especially when you have high expectations for something and then they don't pan out how exactly you thought they would pan out. Because that shit was bullshit, and that's for real, for real. But aside from that, we went to get some tacos. They were all right. And then we kind of retired for the night because we had to get ready anyway for Bora, which was like the highlight of my trip. We went to Bora Island, which is like an island, like an hour and some change away from Cartagena. You have to take a water taxi there. But when you pull up, it reminds me of Greece because everything is like white and the water is just so beautiful and clear, y'all. Like, if you're going to Colombia, please put this on your list. Please go to Bora. You get a private cabana, you get lunch, you get a welcome drink, and you just get to kind of vibe at this beautiful location for literally like a few hours. So we left at 8 o'clock and then we got back at like 4. So, and mind you, take away an hour per direction, right? Take an hour away. But aside from that, y'all, I had a good time. Bora owes me nothing. I'm so glad I went. I took some fire ass pics while I was there as well, like fire photos. But that's just me. But yeah, Bora with 10 out of 10 I would recommend. Aside from that, that really is all the time that we had in Colombia. What's so crazy is like when you go places, you don't realize how much time that you have and how much time that you don't have. So being that, like I said, I was there for like 3 days, like 2.5, because it was actually 4 days, but 3 full days, you get what I'm saying. I wasn't there long enough to kind of get like a full wrap up, or like to get, like I said, enamored to the culture as much as I would have liked to. So all that means that I have to go back, you know? But as far as do's and don'ts, I don't really have many of them. I didn't run into anyone or feel like I was being slighted. They do try to work you. Only thing I experienced was I bought a coconut and the guy charged me like $5 for a coconut, and I was just like, you know what? And that shit was like a baby coconut, like the size of an orange. And I'm just like, But of course, you know, I bought it and that's that. But as far as like not feeling safe or anything like that, I did never not feel safe while I was out. But I think that's mostly anywhere that I go, I kind of never feel unsafe. Whether I'm by myself or with a friend, I always kind of just feel comfortable wherever I am. So I don't know if that's a me thing. But again, Colombia owes me nothing. I had a good time for that little bit of time. I wish I had more do's and don'ts for you. So that kind of wraps up my Colombia trip. Again, I was there for a short period of time. Not enough time to get a fair assessment on how things went. But I would say it was a good trip. Now, I did drop my camera in the ocean, and then I didn't even tell y'all I got sick on the way back home because I asked for a glass of water at my hotel. Matter of fact, let's bring it back. Let's roll it back on in. I had asked for a glass of water when I went to breakfast the day I was leaving, and they've been giving me water out of a bottle, right? Bring the bottle, pour it in the cup. You feel me? You guys know how the rules are. If you're in another country, if you don't click, don't even fuck with it. So I asked for a cup of water for breakfast. He brings out a cup of water. I'm like, this is out of a bottle, right? And he's like, see. I said it in Spanish again. I said it in Spanish this time. Put on my translator, said it in Spanish. He said, see. I said, all right. Everything was smooth. Get on the plane, get to Colombia. Get to the airport in Colombia. Mind you, I got searched. They had flagged me. They flagged me because I was just in Mexico like 3 weeks prior to that. And they're like, what's your purpose of business? They went through all my things, had me like extra pack. Anyway, I don't get into all that. I get to Miami. I'm on a plane from Miami to LA. Y'all, why I get sick and throw up everywhere? I was so embarrassed. And the shit stunk so bad. But everyone around me was cool, except for this one nigga. This one nigga was sitting behind me, y'all. And I had to cuss his ass out. Like, we almost got into a squabble, me and his girlfriend. But she didn't want no smoke. And matter of fact, I'll probably do a story time on that. I'm not going to get too much into it, tell y'all exactly all the details right now. I'll probably tell y'all later. But as I mentioned, my Colombia trip was a success. I had a great time. The people were very kind, most of them. And yeah, I'll definitely be back. I'm going to try different sections like Medellin. You know, just other places in Colombia as well, aside from Cartagena. But yeah. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, supporting my channel as well. For those that, the few that do, love y'all down. You know the temperature, and you know the steez. But as always, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. See you.